Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Where are you joining us from? We are happy to have you. We are happy to have you in the house. We are glad to be able to see you and even have you join us on System and Structure Saturday. My name is Tobiloba Fumini, depending where you're joining me from, whether you're joining me from Facebook, from LinkedIn, from YouTube, wherever you're joining us live and direct from. We are so glad and happy to have you, and we believe that this is going to be a conversation you only wants to come back to. This is going to be a conversation that is definitely going to change some things you think about your business, some things you think about, some things you are doing, even in your own life. I believe that businesses don't fail, it's humans that fail. I believe that people don't fail. That system do not fail. It's human that fail. So meaning that if you are able to get your mind together, you are able to do some things in the right way for yourself, you are able to focus on the right thing, definitely your business is definitely going to take the right way. So it takes someone who is in the right way. It takes someone who is doing the right thing to be able to build the right business. So it's very, very important that you understand that your business is as good as the state of your mind, is as good as the person doing it. So you must understand that whatever you're doing or however you're feeling it, it's very, very important that you yourself is updated, you yourself is doing well, you yourself understand what life is all about. Like I said, it's going to be an amazing moment between you and I. And guess what? I'm not alone today. I am not alone. It's going to be an amazing moment between I and my friend, my big man, Okeowo is actually in the building with me. Thank you so much for joining us, bro. Please kindly introduce yourself to the audience. I'd like to know what you've got for us today. What do you want to say about this topic that we are about to delve into? Please, the mic is yours, bro. Happy weekend to you.
Happy weekend to you, my brother. And I'm excited to be here, everybody. My name is Okewutimilo Emmanuel. I am a growth strategist and and I'm a funnel designer as well. And I'm excited to be here with my brother, Tobiloba. We've had a lot of conversation behind the scene, and it was like I need to be on this show. He wants me to be here, and I'm glad that I am. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a raw, unfiltered conversation with you, with your audience, and how we can also use our personal story, our sincere and honest story, how we can use that to motivate people. If it is only one people that is motivated with our story, I'm excited. I'm honestly excited with that. So yeah, I'm glad to be here this evening, my brother.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Please let me know where you are joining us in the comment section. Let me know what you even do. Where are you joining us from today? Where are you joining us from? Where is it? Where? What country? What place? What states? Where are you joining us from? It's very, very important. And at the same time, it is very, very important that you will know what you do. What do you do? How do you think you even need a system and structure into what you do? Do you understand? Because what you don't believe, it's you can hardly make use of what you don't believe. Do you believe that system and structure should be part of your life? Do you believe that system and structure should be part of your business? That's one thing I want to really, really understand, and I want to know where you are joining us from. I want to know the things you do, and I want to know what do you even understand about this we are about to delve into, because this is not going to be just a conversation that you have probably had in the past. This could be one of the best conversations you will have this week, because I believe that if you focus on perfection, if you focus on getting things together, even before you get started, I think you will be able to, you will miss on a whole lot of things. You will miss on a whole lot of things. You miss so many things you are meant to do. You miss so many things you are meant to put together. So, one thing I understand is that if some of the devices that we use, I always want to use iPhone as a very great example when I'm giving uh, a speech. I ran perfection. Do you understand? I ran the talk with perfection because if this all this thing we were using or we use was actually perfect in the first place, if iPhone was perfect in initial state, then there will not be new release every other month. I mean every other year. They do not need to release anything every other year. This year you see iPhone 16, the other you see 17, 18 will be coming, 19, 20, and however they are going to extend it, or however they are going to name the brand or name the new devices that are going to be showing. And even now we're in the world of AI, we know the competition that is in the world of AI right now, and we know how the world is evolving on a daily basis. It means if what we are doing was actually right, was good in its place, definitely we shouldn't be doing anything that is innovative again. So it's not, it doesn't mean that you should get everything right before you get started. You know, you can't get everything right before you get started. You have to get started to get everything right. You can't get everything right before you started. You have to get started to get everything right. I just wanted to give us an introduction. That's perfection syndrome that all of us have find ourselves, or let me say, some businesses or people want us to believe, want us to see, want us to say like, oh, at this I got it right. If I didn't have done it this way, it wouldn't have been this and all of those things. I just want to give us introduction. But right now, I'm going to yield the mic to Okeowo, and I just want us to talk about something. I want us to be very, very brutal, honest in all of our conversation today. I want us to be very, very truthful to ourselves. I want us to be very, very open to the things we are doing. You must understand, if your life is meant to be in a perfect state, then definitely you should have been born as an adult. You should have been born as a grown-up adult. You shouldn't have been a baby. You should have been born as a woman, a grown-up woman, or born as a grown-up man. We on this account, when you hear the word perfection, you know, over planning, overthinking, over preparation, preparing, what comes to your mind? What do you understand about this thing? And I just wanted to give us introduction to this, then we'll be able to have a very beautiful conversation. If you're joining me, please put your name in the comments. Where are you joining me from? Where are you joining me from? What do you do? What are you gaining? Very, very important. You want to understand. So over to you, bro.
Okay, so this is a very very interesting one, and for people just joining us, we are just starting, and my brother is asking me to give my opinion on perfection. I mean the perfection trap, and how do we even get ourselves in this so-called trap as a person, as a creative that want to go. So personally, from my own hand, the perfection trap is designed to limit your growth. Let me put it that way. The perfection trap is designed to limit your growth because there is something that we need to understand, that before the word perfection, there is a process of learning that comes before perfection. And we also need to understand that you don't need to have everything figured out. That is why even life itself is in stages. My brother make an example earlier on that if we are waiting to be perfect, then we could have been born as an adult, which is why there is a phase of us where we cannot talk. That the only way we can, express ourselves is through crying, it's through tears. That's when we are an infant. Then we grow to that stage where we can crawl, to that stage where we can walk. And that is exactly how it is for businesses and creative as well. As a creative, one thing that you need to understand is you are not limited to getting to a certain state before getting started with your journey. Yeah. So now let me be more realistic here, let me be more personal here as a person. Um I would say a perfection trap is you living in someone outcome when you are in your own beginning phase. Social media has made us believe that things are meant to be flashy, things are meant to be perfect, things are meant to be, awesome. Of course, they are. But don't forget that everything we share on social media platform are the result. They are never the process. And the process are what bettered the result. And that is why you don't want to wait to be perfect before you get started as a creative. You see, the more you delay, the more you wait for perfection, the more you are losing opportunities. And that is one bitter truth I need to know. One thing I've got to understand as a creative myself is it is easier for you to grow faster when people can trace your blueprint, when people can trace where you are coming from. It is different. It is different when I just go to Mr. Tobiloba's page now. Let me say, for example, I'm looking for somebody that can help my business one way or the other, and I feel like, oh, let me look into Tobiloba's. When I get to his page, I am going to see his root. I'm going to see where this guy is coming from, what he has been doing over time. It is easier for me to, want to collaborate with somebody like that than seeing a finished product on the internet. A finished product, um, most times it does not mean that they did not pay their dues. Let me put it that way. But at times, we need to be able to trace their source because we can never override the source of a person, the source of a creative, the source of somebody that we want to bring into our organization, into our business. Their source is as important as their process, and that is why we don't just want to become a finished product. We want to become a product in progress. We want to become a product in progress, a product that you can trace to the beginning, to where this person is building. There was a time before I even got to where I am on LinkedIn today. I think I made that post like a week or 2 weeks ago that there is a season in my life when I make content, I am the only one that like the content. And trust me, that's just the filter truth. That's just the truth. That when I make a post on my LinkedIn, I am the only one that give the post a like. And that's because as at that time, I bet on my own self that this thing can only get better this way. It is different from me just coming and in 1 week I am getting 1,000 likes that I don't even know where they are coming from. I mean, when you build intentionally, it is easier for you to track your progress than you waiting to be perfect. You see, you will never know because one thing is the perfect time will never come for you to actually get started. And I think yeah, like my brother said, this is going to be a very, very interesting one. And I'm looking forward to other contributions coming from us and how we can even move from that fixed mindset to a growth mindset. I am a kind of person that I love it when I'm able to track my process, when I'm able to track what I'm doing, when I'm able to track my results, what it is that I do today that work, what is it that I do this week that work, what it is that I can do to make it better. All of these things come by being a work in progress. That is why every year, or let me say every 6 months, when we are using a model, there is always a need for us to update it. Because the more we use the model, the more we use these applications, the more they are collecting data on what needs to be done, what needs to be improved. And that is exactly how we should be wired as a human being. As creative that needs to grow, you are not created to just have a fixed mindset. You are created to fail. And when you fail, you want to fail forward. You want to fail and pick up ASAP. You want to fail and do the right thing again. I'm always the kind of person that I love failing. When I fail, trust me, I learn better and then move forward. I cannot fail twice. That's one thing about me. I cannot fail twice. When I fail one time, trust me, I've picked my lessons and I've moved forward again. And that is one thing that drifts us from that trap of being perfect to that trap of being a work in progress. I am always a work in progress. I think I love that kind of statement, that me being a work in progress, because I am not done. This is not the final me. This is not the end result of me. There is still best to there is still like so many best to come. So this is not my final, this is not my final self. And that's why I said it is better to be a work in progress every now and then. You see something that you can do better. You see something that you can make better about yourself. You work on it than just being a final product, and then we are even unable to trace where you are even coming from. And that is why hmm, many of us today, we live in the result of other people in our head. How do I make this clear? Um, I have so many people that read their books, the likes of President Bronson, Alex Omozi. When I'm talking to like creatives like me, and they are telling me that their mentor is Alex Omozi, I used to come on. A mentor should be somebody that have access to you and somebody that can correct you unapologetically. If you don't have access to that person, trust me, you cannot grow. A mentor should be somebody that knows you in and out, somebody you report to every day. Now, you cannot tell me that Alex Omozi is your mentor. No, you can learn from Alex blueprint. You can learn from his work. And that is why I say that it is better to be a work in progress. Alex is a work in progress. Every day, if you want to give you something better than what he has done before, and that is the kind of thing that that we also want to have in our mindset. You don't want to wait to when everything is well prepared, when it is done, because the story will not even be interesting at that time. The story will not be interesting. No success story becomes so interesting being a final product. It is more interesting when we can feel their pain, when you can find yourself and relate to what this person have gone through. That is what makes success story interesting. They're not interesting by, oh, so yesterday I started my business is $1,000, and today I'm making $17,000 in revenue. It is not interesting. Now let me see where you fail. Let me know the challenges that you overcome. Let me see how you are able to tackle those challenges, because trust me, there are so many contents that we are digesting on the internet that is affecting our productivity, and that is so unfiltered, because we are not even ready for that conversation yet. There are many content that we read. When we read them, to be very honest, we know that this thing is not true, but we are just on the level that, oh, as a creative, we just want to support our fellow creative by maybe engaging on that person's post or something like that. But again, I put to us and I put to everybody that is listening, that how do we now grow from really consuming a content that can make us grow as a person, and a content that make us feel whole, a content that make us feel seen, a content that make us feel like you are doing your best as a person. See, if you are here and the only thing you are getting on your post is five likes, five comments, you are doing excellently well. You are doing excellently well. And that's one thing that I need you to know. It is not a matter of you want to get there fast. It's a matter of you want people to see your journey and believe in what you are building. Because what you are building is not for now. And one thing about building is you are not building for you to fit into the present. You are building to fit into the future, because that is what it is meant for, the
mm,
future. If you are building and it is not fitting into the future, then trust me, you are not building. So if you are building right now and you are still waiting for everything to come together before you actually launch yourself, trust me, somebody that did not even know, somebody that don't know half of what you know, somebody that cannot do half of what you do, somebody that don't have half of your experience will take the spotlight. We be the person that is most recognizable in your industry, because those people, they show up unapologetically. You need to learn to show up. See, in this digital space, I've come to understand there are some stuff that you will step and you will step it unapologetically if you want to grow. There are some stuff that you must not step on again. See, I don't know if my brother is listening, but I want him to also contribute now before we proceed. I feel like there's so much to say, and I feel like it's more better when we throw it to one another. My brother, Mr. Tobiloba, I hope you are with us.
Gami, you've shared a whole lot of things. You've shared a whole lot of things, and I'm so excited. In fact, I'm picking a lot of things already.
Okay, so I think Mr. Tubiloba will be back. So let me just continue from where I stopped. So, like I was saying, you see, it is better when people can trace your journey and they can see your beginning. They see your beginning, they see your becoming, and they can bet on your journey that you are going to be a great person. See, gone are those days where we think the sky is the limit. The sky is no longer the limit now. The sky is the starting point for those that can dare, for those that can step out unapologetically, for those that can, for those that can be confident to share their journey, to share their process, to share their becoming. That is what is going to define us as a person that is in progress and a person that does come up as a finished product. See, when success is concerned, when success is concerned, your journey is meant to attract people that have the same like minds with you. Trust me not, I don't know if you've ever seen, if you can picture this scenario. Let's picture this scenario together. You are a person now. Maybe you are looking forward to invest. Let me say you are a startup. You are a startup. You have a startup, and you are looking forward to investors to invest in what you are building. What you are going to sell to them is not your product. It is your journey.
It's the
I don't know if
process.
you get it. People are interested in your process than what you are becoming. What you are becoming is a result of your process. If your process is not bold enough to produce a result of what you want to become, then there is a problem with the process. And that is why we are interested in investing in a process that can bet us a good becoming, a good ending. And the ending is not end. The ending is a start of another becoming. Because see, there is no end to what we can become in digital space. There is no end. If you see, if you see people telling you about what they can do, how they can do it, and how easy it is for them to do some things, you'll be so surprised that you are not even doing half of what they are doing, yet they are getting so many results. It's because there is no end to what we can become as a person in this digital space. And yeah, my brother is also ready, and I think you should also pick it up from where I stop.
Oh my, that is a big jam. You are giving me a whole lot of things that is making me to actually think, and I hope people are actually getting the point where we are driving at this moment, because failure is not a thing you shouldn't be able to speak about. Failure should be part of the process. It is the part of the process. Failure is not something that I don't want to be associated with failure. I listen to people who fail, you know, than people who just become. I'd rather listen to somebody like what's the name of, let me think of a rich man that started from the scratch. That I can hardly listen to Aliko Dangote. I can hardly listen to Tony Elumelu. Oh, let me say Tony Elumelu, like that one still started from, not like Aliko Dangote, that somebody we know their great great grandfather, we know where they are coming from, we know the process, and then you want to compare yourself to such a person. You probably heard my story most of the time. If I have somebody who has been following me for a long period of time on this space, you do probably, if you go to my LinkedIn, go to part of the post that are actually pinned on my part of my future post, you will see the story how it got started. Why we share the story is just to make you to see that it is not a rocket science. It is not as easy as it is painted, and it's not as difficult as people made it to be difficult. And you also need to understand the leverage that I have now, the leverage that I have now, if you are just starting, you don't have it yet. The leverage that this guy have now, you don't have it if you're just getting started. This year probably makes it the eighth year that I've been on the internet space, that I've wasted money, I've been doomed, I've paid for one thing or the other, I pay for irrelevant stuff, I pay for things that are irrelevant, I've trained students, I have people that I can easily reach out to. Do you understand? I have people that can be like, oh, you've helped me to do this before, I know you from so place, I've heard you this. And to be honest with you, if you are listening to me on LinkedIn, hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. When I got started on LinkedIn, LinkedIn had something we called audio room. I leveraged on audio room. I made thousands of naira, if not up to, I think millions from audio room, promoting audio room for people. Do you understand? That was a phase. Okay, let's now imagine that we assume that LinkedIn was already in its perfect space or its perfect space at that time, and we do not evolve with what LinkedIn was doing. Where are we going to be now? What will be happening to us now? What are we going to be explaining? So the real definition of living is you evolving with life, getting better with life. Honestly, the kind of money I've spent on personal development this month alone, I'm just thinking about it that okay, it's as if I don't know anything. So when we now bring in the outcome to our businesses, or we're able to achieve some certain things for our clients, you do probably feel like, oh, me too, I should be able to do this, I should be able to achieve this, be able to achieve it. But you do not know the process, you do not know what we bring through, you do not know what we've done, you do not know what we leveraged on. So you not getting started is like you telling the world that you don't want to be part of the process, you don't want to be part of the people that want to bring something beautiful out to this world. If writer were very great, we won't have cloud, we wouldn't all have ChatGPT, we will not have all of the resources and the tools that we are using currently. We never have it. So we are getting better. So we get the word like evolving, the word like getting better, the word like process, from the point of like there is nothing like perfection. The only person, the only thing that can become perfect, or someone that can do perfect, is God, that can make something perfect, that only have the ability to create a perfect thing, because it's not living in time. Have you asked yourself that why are we living in time? It's definitely because things is not perfect. A time to be born, a time to crawl, a time to learn, a time to become better. So you must be able to question yourself that have I really got to where I'm going to? Is this where I want to be? Is this what I'm willing to achieve? Is this where my life is going to be? You will agree with me, if you are a student of knowledge, that life is not so difficult. You only magnify your problem. I posted something yesterday. I tweeted something that we really do not have problem. We have wisdom problem. Some of you listening to us now, you will leave this conversation, you probably be like, oh, what they are saying. Honestly, you may be up there, you may be doing something more amazing that we are doing. I understand with you, but definitely you do not know some of the things we are sharing right now. Not basically because we are better, but because our experience are better. And that's why we communicate better. Even when we are able to undergo a particular scenario, or undergo a particular situation together, the story we tell will be different, because how we felt is actually different. So the world, the internet is making us to feel like everything is perfect. You see creators, nobody come and post when they are crying, especially on LinkedIn. They really don't do that. You can still find something like that on Facebook or Instagram. Somebody crying when they are not feeling good and all of those things. It seems like everybody is doing amazing, but I tell you, it is not everybody that is doing good. We are all work in progress, and you just must be ready to learn. You must be ready to learn. You must be ready to get better. So if you get better, then your business can get better too. So I talk to you because I want your business to get better. So if you are not good, if you are not evolved, there's no how your business can evolve. There's no how it can get better. There's no how you can come out with another idea, with a new idea, or do something in a better way. Please, if you are learning, please drop it in comment section. Where are you joining us from? What are you learning? What are the things you are getting from this? What are the things you are getting from all of these things we've been able to share so far?
I think
With
we
that being
also
said,
need
I
to
yield my mic back.
we also need to be able to understand that because we don't want to start and because we are trying to be perfect before we start, we are denying ourselves a story to support the success journey. Because starting is not as difficult as maintaining and consistency. See, we as a Nigerian, let me put this out there. We invest so much in starting. When it comes to launching new business, launching new product, we invest so much in it. But there's something that I've also realized that when it comes to maintaining and being consistent, then we have a problem. And you see, consistency is not about saying, it is about doing. Because that is where your result is going to come from. If you cannot put it in action over and over and over again, when it is convenient and when it is not convenient, then trust me, you are not going to have a story to support your journey. And if you are afraid to fail, you cannot learn to become a perfect version of your becoming. That's another thing that I need you to understand. Failure will give you process to get better to what you want to become. You see, I am using becoming because to be very very honest, it looks like a continuous journey to me. It looks like a continuous journey to me. And today, if you have relevant people, I heard somebody say we should use Victor Osimhen as an example. Yes, that guy wants to get better every day. Every day. You will never hear him say, oh, he's okay, he's satisfied. Because he is still becoming. And that is exactly what I want us to have in our mindset. We are still becoming. We are not there yet. And I feel like if we really want to, have the best of this conversation, we should also touch base on what are the things that we even need to do, to leave the perfection trap. Because I believe that many people are there. Many people are waiting. Let me give you a backstory. Maybe one of these weeks I'm going to post um my whole picture. I think the professional picture I took in 2021 2022. I believe me not, the suit is not even suit then, it is coat. The coat I borrowed it. The glasses that I used in that image is the only thing that belong to me. The system in front of me, I borrowed it. The coat, I borrowed it. Somebody, a friend of mine, let me just you how the professional picture came in place. A friend of mine wanted to shoot a professional picture, and the photographer wanted to charge 1,500 for three. Now, my friend, she is a female. She took two pictures. Then I pleaded that let me use the remaining slot. Shebi the person wanted to do three for 1,500. Now let me use the remaining slot for the last one so that I can also have a professional picture. That was how that professional picture was better then in 2021 or 2022. So imagine me trying to wait till I get money for suit. Imagine me trying to wait till I get everything perfect before I start. But when I even started then, let me give you a backstory too. The name I use on my business is Just Mind Digital. I needed that. There is something in me that I can offer. There is a value that I should not bury. but I don't know how to package it. But one thing that I did perfectly then was I started. Oh, I don't wait for somebody to give me the permission to start. I don't wait because my content is not good, because my content is not getting traction. I just started because somebody is saying something. Because it is not when it is sweet that people should be able to know that you are in game. You need to show people the journey where it is where nobody even give a fuck about what you are becoming, where you are the only one that bet on yourself. You see, that is the time that you need to that is the picture you need to put in your head. I am a fan that motivation doesn't work for me. I said it in one of my posts last week. Motivation doesn't work for me. What works for me over time in becoming is frustration. You know, the ability not to avoid simple things that money can do. I mean, we are in a system that basic things have become a prayer point for us. Basic things that we need, that we are supposed to have access to, they become a prayer point. Those things are my own drive. They are my own motivation. That if I can do this thing, if I can put in the work, I can get this thing done. I can get access to these people. I can get access to this place. And it doesn't come, let me say this, access doesn't come when you don't do nothing. Access come when you started becoming. Access come when you started putting yourself out there. People started seeing you, and that is why the rich will always become rich. That's why they don't even want to have any business to do with the poor. They don't, because they know that iron is supposed to sharpen iron. Iron is supposed to sharpen iron. When you don't put yourself out there, people don't even understand what you are doing. They don't understand how you can be of value. And you, in your head, you are in the trap of you want everything perfect. You want everything to be branded. You want the perfect logo. You want the logo that I used first in my business. I did it with Canva. Canva free version. What are they calling it? If as a matter of fact, that logo is a templated logo. I just changed the name. That's my digitals. That was how I started my journey. And over time, we have been able to evolve. Just like my brother said, we've been able to evolve. We've been able to learn. We've been able to learn from our mistakes. And another thing that I want to tell you is, you don't need to fail to learn before you become. I will repeat that. You don't need to fail to learn before you become. See, if you see people doing the exact same thing that you want to do, the best thing you want to do is connect with them, learn from their own story, learn from their own mistakes, and leverage on it. You don't need to make same mistakes twice to become a person. No, you don't need to. You don't need to. You need to connect with you. You need to be able to see people that have made that mistakes. You need to be able to see people, recognize people in your own field that have become or that are becoming, and there's evidence that they are building sincerely. Then reach out to them, learn from their mistakes. See, it is easier. I told my brother something, that whatsoever it is that we learn in school for 4 years or for 5 years, trust me, between me and you, we can learn it in 1 month, 4 weeks maximum, and we are done. I want somebody to prove me wrong. And I am saying this with all shade of sincerity, and I will give you my reasons. Many of us, whatsoever it is that we are using to make money online now, is not what we learn in school. It's what we learn outside school. And whatsoever it is that we are using to make money, we don't use 3-4 months to learn it. We use less than 1-2-3 months to learn it. And we've become a master of what we are doing. That's what I said, that you don't need to fail yourself to become. You just need to learn from people in the same niche that have failed, and they've learned lesson from their failure, and they have become. So now, I feel like as much as we are didn't show much out, we should be also be able to, give ourselves some sense of responsibility. And when I'm talking about sense of responsibility, I'm talking about what are the things that we need to do to leave that perfection trap. And the first thing I'm going to say is have an accountability partner. Have somebody. See, an accountability partner is not your friend. Let me say that loud and clear. An accountability partner is not your friend. If your partner is so careful about the words he's going to say to you, if your accountability partner is so is so pampering, the person doesn't want the best for you, and should not use that person as your accountability partner. Your partner should be able to tell you, this is your goal for the month, this is how you want, these are your process, and you want to follow it diligently. Number two things I'm going to say on how to leave this perfection trap is understand your why of building. Why are you building in the first place? Why do you want people to see what you are becoming? Why do you want me to have interest in your story? Why do you want me to believe what you are selling? Why do you want me to believe what you are preaching? Why do you want me to wake up every morning and have your content in my mind that, oh, I've not read from this person, let me reach out to him or her. Understand your why of becoming. When you understand your why of becoming, trust me, you will not be carried away by the noise of the industry. You'll be carried away with what you are building. It doesn't need to make sense to everybody, but it needs to make sense to us when you are done building. When you are building now and nobody's liking your post, it doesn't need to make sense to us. But please let it make sense to us when you are done building. Understand your why of building. Why do you want to put yourself out there? Why do you want us? Why do you want me to read your content from A to Z? Why do you want me to invest in what you are building? Why do you want me to believe that this person I can bet my money on you? Understand your why of building. And this other third point I'm going to say is leverage on like minds to grow. I have said something like that earlier, that you don't need to fail to learn before you become. And that's because if you see people in your field that has failed, go and reach out to them. And that is why, as a person, as a creative, if you want to grow quickly, please work with people that are times two better than you. Don't work with people that you are doing better than. Work with people that are two times better than you in terms of visibility, productivity, money making. You know, they are better than you. Those are the people that you want to be in that cycle. Because trust me, even when they are making jokes, they are making sense. When they are making jokes, they are making sense. And trust me, you can leverage on their wisdom to grow quickly in your industry. You can leverage on their wisdom to grow in your industry. Then I'm also going to put this down there, which is the fourth point, is be sincere with what you are building. Be sincere with what you are building. See, if there is one thing that has helped me over time in this digital space, is sincerity. See, trust me, I'm not the type of person that will tell you that 2 plus 2 will become 22. No. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. We cannot multiply 4 by 4 times 4 to give us 16. Do you get it?
Mm.
I will not make it look touch for you. You need to be sincere about what you are becoming. We need to understand your process, your source. We need to be able to trace it back. Maybe I should give this story real quick. There was a time in my life, maybe that should be late last year, a woman wanted to give me a project online. She saw me online and she messaged me. She wanted to give me a project, and what she did, she said, "You are from Nigeria. I don't trust Nigerians because I've been scammed many times." I said, "No problem. But I would love you to type my name on Google and see what Google brings for you." Now, the woman did exactly what I asked her to do. She typed my name on Google. She saw my videos, my content, everything about me. And she came back and said, no, let me give you now the last gist. Now, I now noticed that the woman liked one of my posts in 2022. She liked one of my posts that I posted in 2022. Then she now came back and said, "We can get started. I think I believe you. If you are not real, you cannot be posting yourself. You cannot be posting your face out there every time." And that's why I said, be sincere with what you are building. It doesn't need to make sense when you are just starting. But when you are done building, please make sure it makes sense. Mr. Tobiloba, are you there now?
If it makes sense to everybody, it means you are going nowhere.
Yes,
If
sir.
everything you're doing makes sense to everybody that are coming, hey, I understand what you're saying, I understand what's going on with you, it means you're not on the right path. If you're not being criticized, and do you understand that everything in this life is first in the face of propaganda? The business that we accepted, the affiliate market, when did affiliate marketing come? We did not even hear so much about it, before when we were growing. But if our parents knew about it, they would have taught us. It could have been a kind of avenue. The internet came as a propaganda first, meaning that what I'm coming out for you to understand is that people don't have to make sense for what you are telling them. It doesn't have to make sense at first. It doesn't have to make sense at first. I started from it. In fact, there was a time I was receiving lecture online. Then I was sitting on the floor, on a bare floor. I don't think there was carpet on the floor that time. I don't think so. And the guy was like, "Oh, you say you want to do this, and now you are sitting on the floor." Yeah, I was like, "This guy do not know what is called becoming. Do not understand." To be honest, I can't find the guy online anymore. Though it has been zigzag, it's been this, it's been that, but you will keep on be relevant if you choose to tell yourself the truth, just as he has said. The moment you begin to lie to yourself, you have already fell. You are not going to fall. You already fell. You can lie to everybody. There's an adage in Yoruba that says that two people do not lose lie. Two people do not see lie as the truth. If the person you are lying to does not know is a lie, you that you are lying knows that you are lying. So the moment you lie to yourself, you know that you have fell. You're already in big trouble.
Maybe we should also say this to just make people understand. You see the opportunity that we are seeing now, and we are making fun of it. Trust me, if it is our parents that grab those opportunities, that were able to see those opportunities in their prime, in their time, they will grab it. And you need to understand that as life is evolving, you should evolve with it quickly. So that our child or our children will not ask that when others are doing it, where are you? Because when you think about it, you will realize that our parents tried. They tried. But what we have access to now in terms of information, technology, data, they did not have access to it. The only thing that was important in their own time is people, connection they are able to make. But right now, we have access to people, technology, opportunities, information, and data. And trust me, you can build something beautiful with those things. Yes, my brother, please continue.
You can do something beautiful with those things. You know, what I'm trying to share before it made us to understand is that so many things that we've taken so slightly that we have on the way. Even when we got started, the level that you have right now, we do not have. When I was getting started as a copywriter, AI was not there. AI was not there. I'm not the AI era. I didn't come to writing because AI could write. So what I'm going to get from AI, you're not going to get it. It's not a problem. It's not issue. It's not like you cannot do it well. It's not you cannot become great. But honestly, those journey that I thought was not good, was not part of the thing, they are all part of the process. They were all part of the process. So the moment you try to take the process out of the journey, you will have a big problem. As a matter of fact, you already have a big problem. The moment you are willing to take the process out of the journey. See, let me make us to you to understand something that you see that business that you feel like you're finding difficult to get done. You're finding difficult to not be able to do something out of it. You are only finding it because there are some things you don't understand yet. You are only finding it difficult because there's some knowledge you need to be exposed to. The kind of results we can command right now, we couldn't command it right 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And people who are ahead of us, who we see as boss, who we see as somebody doing much more better than us, what they can do right now, we can get there with process. But do you know why many people are now stuck? You are now comparing yourself to those people who are at that place. Do you understand? You are comparing yourself to people who are the face of, they've paid the price to get to where they are. But because you now see what they are achieving, you see what they've become, you see what has come to them, you see the life that are enjoying. Now you want to compare yourself to them that, oh yeah, if this person can do it this way, I should be able to do it this way. Please change this thing. Never admire outcome again. Start asking what is the process. Stop admiring the outcome. Stop admiring, oh, this guy, yes, you can be like this, where I want to be. In fact, even me, my brother that is here, and people listening to me, nobody has been where they want to be. And do you know the craziest part? Some of our prayer points, some of the goal, some of the dream we had 2 3 years ago is our reality now. So you've got to sit down and think and look at the things you've been able to do and be grateful. Do you know why? Gratitude is what enables you to unlock the new opportunity that you are looking for. Gratitude is what enables you to get to the next level. Gratitude give you a greater lens that sees better, that makes you to see that, oh, I can do this better, do this more than this. And always be ready to question the knowledge that you have. See, I do say something. You really do not know much as you think you know. You really do not know much as you think you know. And you are not as behind as you think you are. If we are able to open some of the things, you do know that because we prepare for this, we plan that we are coming live. Do you understand? We come that we are coming live like this. We won't come here to say gibberish. We plan to write content. We won't write gibberish out. We will choose our word. Our choice of word will be so careful. We'll be careful with our choice of words. We talk and at the highest level, right? Because we want you to learn. We will talk about the okay. But this time around, we just want you to see that as a business owner, if your life is not intact, your business cannot be intact. If your life is not systematized and structured, your life can never be structured. It cannot be systemized. I yield the mic. We will still spend, I think we still have like maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes before we leave this show. Stay tuned and please share this event. Tag somebody in the comment. Share the link to someone and let them join you. Or before you go ahead, please let me make shout out to some of the people that have been able to join us so far, so good. And some of the things that we've seen. We have Chioma joining us from YouTube. He said the moment you are willing to take the process out of the journey, you would have a problem. Definitely, you are going to. Don't admire the outcome, see the process. Please, we would like to take questions. We like to take questions. We like to take questions. Put your question in the comment. If you have any question, please put it in the comment. It's very important that you should have question. You should have question in all of this. Yes, two people can never say lie as a truth. It's never possible. If the person that is lying do not know, I just want to see. Thank you so much for everyone who have joined us. You don't need to fail to learn. You need to fail to learn. That's not what we said. I think he said you need to fail to learn.
What
If
I
you fail
said
to
then,
learn,
what I said then is, at times you don't need to fail to learn. If you see people that have failed in that aspect, connect with them, learn from their failure, then you
yes,
can
yes,
leverage.
yes. I remember what you're saying now. Remember you're saying now. You don't have to make the same mistake
Yes.
that other people have made. So thank you so much for everybody who are joining us. I'm going to yield my back to my brother because we don't just want to come and give you something. We'll give you some guide. And if you need to learn, you have a business, you want something we need, you want us to audit for you want to get something better, connect. Connect, enter my DM, come into my DM, connect with people, make friends, come and ask questions and we'll be ready even to give you more and more. Over to you, bro.
Okay, so the last part of this that I'm just going to make mention is in terms of how your activities as a person affect your business operation. I mean, you should understand that as whatsoever it is that you are building online, maybe you are a co-founder, you are a founder, you are you are not even sure if you are a founder. There are many people that they are in a point where they should become a founder, but they are not sure because they are afraid to even take that bold step. And some people that they have all it takes to at least step out, but they still don't. They still decide to, be behind. So how does yourself, your own thinking affect your business growth? And I need to let you know this, that the position of your business right now is proportional to what you are doing right now. What you are doing right now is exactly how your business is reflecting. There is no there is no there is if you are doing things better in your head, if you are if you are very proactive, you are you are as a person, you are composed, you write down your goals, you are sincere with what you are doing as a person. Trust me, we are going to see it in what you are building online. You don't need to tell me, you don't need to tell me that, oh, you've generated $1 million in revenue for businesses, and what you are saying even does not even relate to what you say you are building. So that is why that's why this last part we will just be talking about how what you are doing, your own thinking, your own mindset affects your business growth, which I also think it is one thing that we don't even really pay attention to. I have a guy. I saw his comments here. He's going to know that I'm talking to him directly. I have a guy. Trust me, he is a founder, but he's not thinking as a founder. And I'll be more precise. He's into video editing. He has everything that can, get him started. And one thing he does not understand it doesn't need to make sense when you are just starting. That's where most of us we are making the mistake. You don't need to have the most polished logo. You don't need to have everything that you need. You don't need to have a good content writer. You don't need to have a branded logo. You don't need them. You just need you and your conviction that if this thing it is either it work or it work. There is no how you will fix your mind on something and you will not achieve it. Whatsoever it is that you can picture on your head, you can feature in it. That is one thing about me. Maybe I should give you guys this tip. If I want to make more money in a month, let's say for example, I plan on making a certain amount of dollar in a month. The first thing I do is I picture that money in my head. That okay, I've made this money in my head. I have seen it in my account. Do you get it? I've pictured it in my account. When I do that, I will work towards it. Because when I sleep, I'm seeing that money in my head. And I need to actualize it. That's why I said your business level right now is at the level of your thinking. If your thinking is limited, your business growth is limited. If your thinking is growth, your business is growing. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. And we also need to also understand that as a business person, there is more that we need to know than networking and getting started. Don't forget this event is tagged System and Structure Saturday. So I feel like we should even touch base on system a little bit. Now, I used to say this thing on my post. That you don't need to build a software before you have a system of operation in your organization or what you do. Now, if for example here, I'm going to use my friend, he's a video editor. If for example here, you are a video editor and you are very, very sure of what you are doing, see, you don't need to make noise. You don't need to make noise. You just need to give yourself a system of operation. Now, as a video editor, what is the best social media platform to get yourself out there in terms of visibility and positioning? As a video editor, you need to be on Instagram and TikTok. Don't let us lie to ourselves. As a video editor, you don't have business on LinkedIn. The only thing you are doing on LinkedIn is probably to look for new clients. But when it comes to showcasing what you do, it is on TikTok and on Instagram. You need to understand your business mode of operation. Now, Where will I position myself for sales? Where will I position myself for feasibility? You need to understand that. Now, for feasibility, for feasibility, as a video editor, you need to be on video streaming platform, the likes of TikTok, the likes of Instagram. That is where you want to showcasing your work on. That's four thing. When it comes to building, see, structural and business is not, structural and system is not building one big thing. It is building a rules, a rules that work with what you are building. When you are able to build a simple rule, this morning I post so time, and you realize that it is working, you have a system for yourself. Now, you want to give yourself, you want to understand a platform that works for your business feasibility, a platform that works for your business positioning. You might be lucky like me to have yourself to have the same thing. I mean, whatsoever it is I'm doing on Instagram, on TikTok, I can do it very perfectly on LinkedIn. Whatsoever it is that I do for clients, my value, I can sell it conveniently on. Do you share in depth or you paraphrase? Okay, I have a question here. I have a question. Let me take this question. He said, in sharing my journey, do you
Go ahead,
share
go
any?
ahead, share. We will take question. We take all the question once.
Okay,
Go
let's go,
ahead. I
let's
just
go.
don't want to forget.
All right, thank you. Okay, so like I was saying, you need to understand a platform that works for your business feasibility and a platform that works for your business positioning. Now, you might be good enough or lucky enough that you have just one platform that you can leverage on, but you need to know. I used to tell many people, don't build on one platform. I have seen it. I've been a proof of it. I don't build on one platform. If you type my name on Google, you will see many platforms I'm building on at a time. And you will think that we cannot do it as a person. You see, there is difference between being busy and wasting. You can assume that you are busy and you are wasting away and you don't know. Yes, if you spend 3 4 years on LinkedIn and you cannot figure out that in these 4 years of you staying on LinkedIn you make 15 20 $30,000 for yourself, then why are you here? Why are you just no why are you on LinkedIn? On LinkedIn you've been there for, let me 4 years, even more, for 2 years. You've not make $7 or $5,000 on LinkedIn and you are still there. That's why I said that you need to be sincere. You need to have an accountability partner, because your partner will assess it. What you say you are building on this platform, are you sure people resonate with what you are doing here? 2 years on one platform, you've not make 10,000 even more. You've not make $5,000 on LinkedIn. Come on, be sincere to yourself. Put down note, write the date that you started posting, that you started your post started getting traction on LinkedIn. How many leads? Let me give you a simple logic that I use in my business. Every month, we put down new leads that we get on LinkedIn. New leads. This is how we do it. We do connections, we do everything. The new leads are leads that reach out to us directly by themselves. We put it down. That is how we track it. We don't just, I don't just come on LinkedIn to come and be doing, I aspire to perspire to fire to. I don't care about those content. I come on LinkedIn, structure my content in a way that sell my service to you indirectly without me selling. Nobody wants to be sold to, but we can write a story that makes you want to buy what I'm selling without selling to you. That is how you want to think. You want to think as a salesperson, not as a consumer. You want to think as somebody that is into sales, that have been in sales for 6 7 years. You've been on LinkedIn, your business, you've not make $5,000. You've spent 2 years and you are still perspiring to aspire to fire. I'm sorry, it's funny. I apologize, but it is just funny. These are when I wanted to get on this call with my brother, I told him that, do I need to write anything? He said no. He said he wants it to be unfiltered and sincere as possible. And this is me talking from a place of sincerity. You understand? You cannot be on a social platform and not make money. The only social media platform that I've not used to make money in my entire life is X, is Twitter. I've made money on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I've made money on Instagram, and I'm positioned on those platforms, excluding my freelancing platform, because I have freelancing platform. So you cannot be on a platform 2, 3 years, 2, 3, 4 years, and you cannot point to you've not make 5,000 in the whole of 2 years, and you are aspiring to to perspire to aspire to fire. See, go away with motivational quotes. Be sincere with yourself. Be sincere with what you are building. Be sincere with what you are becoming. If you don't get to that point, your business will not grow. Many of our business has been in a position where we can be making 10,000, 15. I was talking with my brother, maybe last week. We were talking about restructuring. I and me, Mr. Tobiloba, we're talking about restructuring that we are at a phase where we can confidently charge a certain amount of money on a single service or on a single service that we render. The two of us, we had that conversation. And trust me, we did not just get there because we are Zoom. We know we've watered the ground. We've paid the price to charge those price. And it is because of the fact that we've also tracked the record over time that from this period to this period we've been doing with this price, it is time for us to go. It's time for us to do this thing. We have evidence to back it up. We have evidence to back it up. Now, another thing that we're just saying in that context is always write a business goal for yourself. See, I was able to host a little cycle last year, stroke this year, and I did a training for them on goal writing. Now, this is what we emphasize on. You are going to write a goal for yourself, a person. You, okay, me now, I'm going to write a goal for myself, okay, Ote Milua, as a person. I'm not going to write a business goal for my agency, Funny Upskill. Now, what we are trying to say is my goal is not limited to what my agency can do. If I sell as a person, I want to make so amount in a month. It's not limited to what my agency will do in a month. You need to be able to know that you and your business, you are two different entities. But don't also make that mistake of putting your business out there before you. Mm. Let me correct this part now very, very well. Let's assume, let me use myself as an example now. I have a marketing agency, Funny Upskill, right? Now, if I start posting about Funny Upskill on my content, on all my socials, trust me, people will not know Funny Upskill. But if I post about myself, linking it to Funny Upskill, it is easier for people to relate to Funny Upskill because I am the gap between Funny Upskill and my clients. When people know me, automatically they know Funny Upskill. It is easier to sell your business when people know you than you selling your business before people know you. People will relate with people first before relating with your business. I think I'm not going too far. I think I'm not going too far. I think you guys are understanding the logic. People will relate to you first. You are the point of contact. You are the point of contact. I want to understand you. I want to understand how you can be of value before I now bring my business in. So when I know you, I understand what you are doing. I understand how you can contribute. Trust me, when you tell me you have a business, I know you are the solution I'm looking for already. I know you are the solution I'm looking for already. And that is how to build systems around what you are building. You don't just want to build. When you build intentionally, you build strategically too. You build intentionally and you build strategically too. There are some many offers that we just see out there that will just be like, wow, this is amazing. People are intelligent, and you need to know that the person that wants to give you money for a service or a product, he or she is also intelligent too. There is a level of intelligence that needs to come in place for a transaction to be concluded. There is a level of intelligence that needs to come in place for a transaction to be completed. I was talking to a guy, somebody reached out to me and wanted to pitch something to me, and he was trying to show me documents. I let the person know sales is not completed on documents. Sales is completed through course and finalized on document. That's how it works. You need to understand this simple logic. They are not difficult. But like I said, if you don't grow as a person, if you don't grow your mindset as a person, your business will not grow. And your business is a reflection of what you are, who you are, and what you do behind the scene. See, forget about all this motivational talk that we are saying now. Your business, your becoming is a reflection of what you do behind the scene when nobody is there? What are you doing? What structure are you putting in place? How are you positioning yourself to be seen, to be relevant?
I
How are you
think
positioning yourself to be relevant, to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be valued? If you don't grow beyond, if you don't grow beyond, you want to make money quickly, trust me, you will struggle. Sorry, I'm sorry to say, but I'm also not sorry to say because this is a sincere conversation. My brother, can I have you now?
I I think this is going to have a part two by April. I think we're going to do part two of this by the end of April. Honestly, we are going to have part two for you because we already have something, structure for 2nd of April, and then we are going to have part two of this thing. And here's what I'm going to share before we take one question that we had. If you have question, please drop it because I definitely would must leave here by 7:30. Right? Let me tell you something. Another struggle that people neglect that they don't have, that they are why their system is not in place, their structure is not in place, is because they are trying to be everybody's customer. And let me tell you something, even if you are selling long life and prosperity, it's not everybody that will buy from you.
Yes, sir.
Kenny Wokoye said something yesterday in his class. I just have one of his class, and then he said something. In a world where everyone is talking to everybody and you are talking to one person, you will get and they are getting the attention of none. You will get the attention of all because you are talking to one person. Let me explain what he's trying to say. The moment you try to talk to everybody, the moment you try everybody to be part of this you want to do, you are definitely not talking to anybody. You are talking to nobody. So the real question you need to understand, or the real thing you must understand as a person, is that who is your customer avatar? Who are you talking to? What is their demographic? What is their struggle? Let me tell you something. I've been in copyright for the past 4 years now, and I understand that a good salesman sell a product. A great salesman sells an offer, but an excellent salesperson sells a feeling. Let me come again for emphasis sake. A good salesman sells a product. Do you understand? But let me say a good salesman sells an outcome. A great salesman sells a product. Do you understand? Like, but if you are an excellent person, you will sell a feeling. I'm on the point of a feeling. What is, you cannot even understand the struggle the person your business is about, the struggle they are going through. You cannot even understand that this is the shoe, this is all happened to them, this is what they cry about. If you're unable to divine that this is the person, this is the struggle of the person I'm selling to, this is what this person is going through, then definitely you are selling to nobody. Your ability to sell to one person enables you to attract many. So one of the way to put a system and structure in place is to have one person. The word you, you, is the craziest and is the more amazing words you can use in sales. It's the amazing words you can use in sales, and you must understand that for a fact, that you must be able to use the word you all the time. You are talking to a person, you are not talking to many people. This is going to have a pattern. We're not going to talk about perfection or anything in the part two of this on this thing. We're actually going to talk about system and structure in the part two of this thing, and this bro is going to come with me again. That's going to be the fourth Saturday in the month of April. Mark your calendar. get yourself ready, because I don't want us to give you half baked. I don't want to just give you something that will not get to somewhere. And you must understand something. You must understand something as a person, that the moment your center, the center of your business is about you, is because you're hungry, is because you want to make money alone, then you are already prepared to fail in business. Do you know why? You will not take your time to understand the outcome you are giving to people. You will not take time to understand the struggle that your ideal client they are going through. So you don't run business on autopilot. You run it with perception. You run it with thinking. You think like, who is this person for? What is this thing for? Are you truly helping anybody? Do you know that I ask my client, do you think you need me? Some of my students, some of the people that are in my mentorship that I mentor, I do tell them, do you think this is what you need right now? I was speaking to one of them earlier today. I was like, okay, thank God you are getting better. You've gotten to this so place now, and I'm watching. And now I cannot discuss with you on this particular issue. See, you must be able to tell your ID client must be able to tell you, must be able to say, oh, this guy understand my struggle. He understand my struggle. He understand what I'm going through. If that is not done, you are not doing business, you are doing charity. I'm going to use the mic and we are going to pause it right here. Then we answer this guy's question. And then we will call it a night. I think we spent close to an hour 30 minutes already on this show today. Now, what was the question that was asked the other time? That in sharing your business, I want to project it again. I want to project it again. I want to project it again. Or can you remember the question?
Let me try to check the comment section. I'm trying to see. I can't see the comment from my own end.
Okay, I've seen it. He said, in sharing your journey, oh my, I want to project it a little bit. Okay. He said, in sharing your journey, do you share in depth or paraphrase? Please go ahead and answer this question.
Okay, so I think if I get it very very well, he's trying to confirm if the way I maybe post my content or share my journey on LinkedIn is me paraphrasing or I'm sharing in depth. I'm sharing the real deal that really happened. And that's one thing that's a very good question that I would like to answer. If you check my if this person is talking about my post, if I'm sure, if this person is talking about my show, how I share my stories on LinkedIn, my stories are very, very sincere. And for any stories that I post, there is somebody that can bear a witness. That's how raw it is. Now, you see, before I come on LinkedIn, trust me, I have heard so much about how people just pick content from nowhere and just write. And if you check the comment section, people are not even contributing to their content. I mean, when I read your content, I should be able to relate with what you are trying to say. I should be able to connect with you. And that's one important aspect of sales. We will come back to that later, not now. Now, when content is involved, sincerity should be there. As that's one thing that has worked for me. So that part of me sharing my content, my journey, they are sincere and they are raw. You know, we've been in business for a while, and trust me, there is content everywhere from your failure, from how you've been treated by clients, from how you've been rejected because you're a Nigerian, from how we've been rejected because of our donation. These things are content, and me, I'm just very so quick to pick them up and turn them into a wonderful piece. So yeah, there is the content I'm sharing is the one part of me, and I share the in depth of what happened. I don't need to paraphrase. I need to you.
I
If I paraphrase it, you will not be able to picture it. You know, there are times that we read novels and we'll be seeing ourselves in those actions. So yeah, that's how it should be.
yes. If you paraphrase, you are not even sharing anything.
Yep.
But I also know one thing, that vulnerability on the internet space should be to a limit. You don't want to sound as someone that have low self-esteem.
Yes, yes.
You don't share your story. You don't share your story when you have already not get to an outcome. Do you understand? You share the story because you went through it and you are already out of it. That's when storytelling or sharing about your story, that's when it makes sense. That's what you need to understand. So it's very important that you take that into consideration also. Mr. Henny said something. He said the real question is, can someone copy you and get the results you get from learning from your content?
Hmm. Okay, this is a very good one. You see, when I was contributing to the topic earlier, I said if you want to learn from somebody, make sure they are doing the exact same thing that you are doing, and they are two times ahead of you. Now, it is easier to learn from people like that. I, as a person, I am a structure, I am into system funnel building. So if this particular person is into another niche entirely, like copywriting, I am not the best person to copy or to learn from. No, I am not the best. The person should learn from people that are into the same thing that he or she is doing. That way, you know, they can see a result. So yeah, that's just, I hope I answered that question.
Yes. I think we're going to call it a night today. We are so glad for everybody who join us from the UK, join us from the different part of the world, join us from Nigeria, join us from Hungary, from different part are you able to join us from. And I really want to say a very big thank you to you, bro. Like, thank you for showing up, and then thank you for sharing, because it's not everybody that are willing to share. Do you understand? But next week, I mean next month, we are coming to share about your business. We're not going to talk about this. This is just an introduction to whatever we have for you. Next month, we are definitely going to be here, and it's going to be much more better. It's going to be greater, and we will love to share with you. Please, what's going to be your final word? In
Uh,
just 30 seconds, then we'll call it a night.
okay, so whatsoever stage that you are now as a person, as a creative, keep building. And trust me, like I said, it doesn't need to make sense to us. Make sure it makes sense to you. Because I used to tell people, my guys, that I am rooting for you. And trust me, I don't know you, but I'm also rooting for you. I want us to have this conversation again and be able to see testimonies that you are able to learn from what happened today. Thank you very
Thank you so much. What you need to understand is that you actually don't need to get it right. You don't need to be perfect to start. You need to start to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start to be perfect. That's what I'm going to end you with. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be an amazing time between you and I. I'm bringing another great person on the 11th of April on System and Structure Saturday, and it's going to be an excellent time between you and I. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy and stay blessed. Bye bye, everyone.